Bought this 2008 E93 for £2,000. I drove it all the way from the UK on 2 tanks of fuel, and I'm importing it to, well, what is normally sunny Spain. We are nearly at the finish line, just a few more jobs to do. These are the jobs so far that I've done to this unloved E93. So, I bought this E93 with an electrical issue, or multiple, unsure yet. Airbag light on, seat occupancy light on, and a 93C3 code, which I thought would have been quite simple fix. Quite a common one on this. So we delved deeper, and it's turned into an absolute pain. That's been on there since I bought the car. I've driven 2,500 kilometers from the UK to here with Christmas tree lights. I have done, I was sort of sent down the path that it was going to be the matte sensor. So I've ordered a matte sensor, and I'll show you a very informative video of how to remove said matte sensor, because I've done that. It was not the issue. I found out it was the wrong battery. That wasn't the issue. I've seen an auto technician who can't remove the faults even with really expensive diagnostics software. So that job still is to be done, and he is coming hopefully in a week or two. But I've still done a couple of videos on this. It could be one of these issues if you've got this. Unfortunately with mine, we think it's a cracked cable or split somewhere or ground problem. So yeah. So it's time to do the matte sensor on the, get the airbag light off, get that repaired and fixed. Looks like it's 5 T50 bolts here. There's 2 on this side, there's 1 on this side. Get the seat really high up, out the way, forward and up as high as you can, actually right back now. What I'm going to do is get it lifted up from the front to see what I can see before I disconnect the battery again. Yes, things heavy. So I've got to, I think, probably peel back the fabric from the corner back over to then get the old sensor that's in there out. So it runs up there on the back and tucks in, and it goes back and forwards. Once I get that out, I'm going to get the exact part number. I'm going to do this right. You know, this emulator, dangerous. You don't know who you're going to sell it to, and if you've got in the front door. And it's your seat, especially in a 2-seater convertible, you know, might not fit in the rear too, especially in this kind of car. You don't want to do this in anyone's life, so do it properly. That's all I'm going to say. So it's up on the bench, and basically removing the side, this bit first, so a few tabs that pop out, and then disconnect, and then this one was on there like that, it's just 2 T25s maybe, and then you've got this runner that runs along this here, no, that's 3. You have to also remove this screw here, and just pop that off of there, just to get that out of the way, just to start the process. It's a case of pushing down and pulling up, because it grips onto these little metal tabs here. So I'm going to flip this around and do the other side. So both sides loose now. This side, less to take apart, probably a bit more fight to get it off, because it's probably latched onto something in each corner, and hopefully I'll be able to just pull that back and access the actual sensor. There we have it, foam is loose. So I've been told about these metal clips, which is going to be annoying because I'm going to have to work out how to reclip this afterwards. Whether I keep the metal clips in and put a new hole and cable tie, that might be the best idea, I think, yeah, instead of cutting them off. But I should reveal, there it is, let's just check, yes, it's a real BMW part. Okay, try and gauge how old it is. I don't know if it's been looked at. All this one, almost, but that one. So I've got fully accessible here. I didn't need to cut these, so what I've done is, some of them are really close together, so you just widen that gap and you can get it off the little rail, same as this one. These ones down here, same again, and you get 2 about there and you can access the whole thing. So get it loaded. Alloys was the next thing that needed to be done. We had all sorts of peeling, flaking, dents. I've done my absolute best to clean them up as best as possible. You could just see slightly where I've worked at it, but front left has got a little crack on inside lip. That is due to go to the machine shop, but I can't do that until I've took it to the garage to get it up on the ramp, just to do the few little bits like the rear shock, because obviously I need a wheel on it and there's no spare. So at the minute that's got a slow puncher, probably about a bar every 3 days. So I'll just top it up before I go and I'll be fine, and then I'll jack it up, get the wheel off, take it to the machine shop, get it fixed, wheel on, done. But the wheels came out pretty nice, so have a deeks, see what you think. In touch, I didn't buy these were already on it, but let's see what it looks like. Probably get some new ones of these, pop that in there. There we go, that's better, that's better. Yes. So obviously with the wheels off, did the calipers, paint them up blue, but BMW blue. I've done a service, so it came out like treacle. Had no metal flakes or anything like that in the filter, which is good. The air filter was terrible, really bad. Alternator wine, I've replaced the alternator and the wine was still there. Either I've got a bad second-hand used reconditioned one, which is unlikely, or the wines come from a different pulley. I'm going to get a stethoscope on that and just test to see which one they're coming from. and the shock. Apart from the one on the side that actually worked all right, the side that didn't work all right, everything came off nice and easy. I'll show you this coming on and off and how bad that shock was. And I was quite relieved that I diagnosed the problem correctly, even though it wasn't a big expense, because they are quite reasonably priced. Like I say, I've gone Ridex for a lot of bits and pieces solely because to keep the cost down, because I know I'm selling it. If it was my car, I'd probably go for Heavy Bilderstein or something like that for all these little parts and Melee and or whatever. But have a look at this one. Right, pull this shock down and it should lift out. There we go. Oh. Totally gone. That. Totally, absolutely shot, that is. No spring back at all. Well, that's good, because that means I've diagnosed it correctly. Buzzing. Come to the elephant in the room whenever it comes to most convertibles. It's the retractable roof, especially hardtop ones, seem to have a little bit more problems than the fabric ones. More weight, more things going on. However, this one had multiple issues. At first, when I first bought it, had no problems at all. When the guy was showing me it, he'd done it once, but it was quite slow. But there's cables that run inside of here, and it holds the liner in. Well, one of them had snapped, and it looked like he had rerouted it the wrong way, and it broke again. And the liner was like that, and it's damaged this trim here. So that was the first fix. I thought it all worked, and I had a little bit of a tap of the motor to get it going again when I had another issue, and then I've eventually taken the motor apart, and you'll see in this video how to fix that issue once and for all, and I'm pretty happy with the result. No issues since, brand new, fast as anything, up and down, no issues. So take a look. So yeah, it was still sticking even after the contact cleaner. So what I've done is I've just shaved off a little bit of the top of that, which is with a screwdriver there, and now it's hard to do one hand. Now it doesn't get stuck in position, because it was getting stuck there, and now it's springing, and this one springs. So hopefully that's that fixed. It's going to be a bit tricky trying to get that back onto there, because they actually need to be apart to go over. So let's work that out next. To paintwork. So this had obviously the usual stone chips, but it had a rock chip right there, and it was dented. We had little chips at the top. There was multiple scratches coming up on the roof. Managed to sort the roof out without having to paint it. A few scratches down the side. Some odd scratches both sides here. I don't know if that was like a dog jumping up or something like that. But you can't really tell here. You'll see in the photos. They had a little lip spoiler here, and it had been chipped off with a screwdriver. And we had a load of flaking clear coat on the bumper. So boot, bumper, bonnet, that's been sprayed, clear coated, wet, sanded, polished, and looking sharp. So have a look at this video. That's the paint work done, and that's pretty much all the exterior work that needed to be done. Obviously with the wheels, the calipers, and the paint work, all looking pucker. Anyone with BMW, especially one that's getting on in its years, knows about the inside of these handles. I don't know how many BMWs, definitely the E series, because my X5 has it. All 4 or 3 handles have had to be changed. This one, however, was also the outside, which is odd because this is actually an English car, and it's normally when it's in hot weather, like the X5. But this was a ball ache. I've sped up a video just to tell you about this. It's nuts, man. They've made it more difficult than the X5 for some reason. I wasn't actually going to do a video on this handle because I've done this before in the X5. And it's dead straightforward, the X5. Pry off the top bit, screw, screw, screw. Take it off, put the in, stick the new piece on, done. E90s, E93 this one. Take off the trim panel. It goes all the way along with the pry tool. 4 screws, 2, 3, 4 screws. Pry the bottom of the card. Unscrew this screw. And this should release the door card. What else is holding it on? And even then, it's not coming off. I'm going to have to look a bit more into this. Prise and lift. I'm going to take out just electrical connections because you've got to remove these plastic rivets that they've put in. Honestly, what they're thinking? What were they thinking? I don't understand. This car is technically newer than the X5. So how have they gone from that bad handle design, where it gets sticky, to this one, yet made this one harder to replace? Idiots. Stupid design. Anyway, got them off, bang, bang, stick this one in the other side, just like that. That'll sit like that coming through, screw, 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 back on. Jobs are good. Interior wasn't too bad, if I'm honest. There's obviously a bit wear to the top of the steering wheel. I'm not going to replace it. I'm just trying with a bit of a leather cleaner on there, and I've just been like leaving it to soak. But the trim itself, this part was all right. However, the door trims had seat belts caught in them, so they had dents. So I thought, right, I'll just wrap them. So I've gone with Alcantara look to match the seats, and I think it's come out really smart. And didn't go with the steering wheel because I feel sometimes it can look quite tacky. Even though the steering wheel could do with a bit of a refresh, but I've done a little video on the trims. I've got a couple of videos of me trimming on the inside, but I've done a little clip onto this one, just have a quick look. Got me an Alcantara light up. Let's just start templating these up the best way, utilise not having much waste. So it's pretty straight, this one. That's what I was thinking if I do this. To be honest, way better off like that. Might give me a little bit of play with. I'm hoping enough for the steering wheel. So let's fine line bit. I'm just going to go in there, make sure I've got, because obviously I've done a couple of lines that may not be any good. Cut them out, and next stage. For each piece with the piece that needs to go with. I'm going to go with this piece first. Got plenty of access. Just get rid of some of this fluff. Don't want all the sticky stuff. It's got a bit of stretch to this. Got to be careful not to distort it. Right. Let's get this bang middle, shall we? Try not to touch any bits that it needs to use to stick. So you don't want any greasy fingers on it. Just gently manipulate it around. Just pulling these corners tight around. Start to see on this side what's going to look like. Pull corner. Pull. So the advantage of having so much slack is you can get your greasy fingers on. I don't have to worry about it not sticking. And pulling it around, really tucking it over, and you're well away from the bit that's actually going to be visible. Bit by bit, you're pulling it over, getting it to a point. I always try. I've done this loads before, don't get me wrong, but I always try to like pull from the back end like this first, before sometimes you get little bubbles, you have to have a little bit of a press like that. Blade kit out, sharp knife, nice and neat, or slicing, cutting the corners, tucking them in, little edge here, it looks good though. I need the torch on here, but there we go, get the roof down. How nice does that look? So neat, clean, tidy, dead easy, straightforward, wouldn't even tell it's on there. Just need to get these last couple of tabs in, go, looks really smart. Get the fluff, final piece, connected now. Let's get this pushed back in, there we go, that looks really smart. Wouldn't think it, looking at them now. Pretty good condition, if I do say so myself. But I did this amazing hack. These were bobbly, really bad, so bad. And I found a little hack online. Tweaked it a little bit, didn't go quite aggressively, which I would recommend. And come out looking not like an 18-year-old car, that's for sure. With a little hack. Let's see if I can fix the bubbly Alcantara BMW M Sport seats with sandpaper. Let's give it a go. Do a quick close-up of this spot. Let's just aim for this bit first. Right, I am going to go really low sandpaper because I don't know if it's going to work. Yes, look at that. So this bit's actually alright. You can see all the bits that are coming off from the sandpaper. It's done very gently. Obviously, it'll be a lot easier if it's actually in the car. So just pull it up all the bits. Yes, absolute winner before and after. I'm going to try this with 2 hands now. Absolutely buzzing with that. And I've got this bit down here to do. I'm trying to set up the camera so I can actually do 2-handed. That's amazing, that is. Right up so you can hopefully see it a bit better. I was using 400 grit sandpaper here. I'm just going to get a new piece. It's not that easy because it's a bit loose, this fabric, because it's not connected at the minute. But I'm just going to run it straight down, straight up. Bring all those knob bubbles off. Look at that. That's just class. Just bring off all the bubbles. A little bit there. That was 2008 seat. So this is getting on, what, 18 years old. And with a little bit of sandpaper, brought some life back into it. Obviously, I'll put the whole seat back together. Put the whole seat back together, and I'll do it when it's in the car. So it's nice and tight, and I'll be able to give it a proper finish. But that's phenomenal. Obviously, that's what it should look like because this isn't worn as much. And now we've got no bubbles. Absolutely mint. Happy days. Just waiting on the matte sensor. Ta-dong! The old one there. That's got to be the best hack I think I've done potentially ever. Because I was really curious what to do. You can get those machines and lint removers or whatever, but I don't know if it would have got all it right down so it's nice and flat. That hack has got to be worth. Not that I ever normally do this. I like in a share light because come on, look at that man, buzzing. Because they were tatty. It's crazy actually, this passenger seat is the worst one in the car. I don't know why, but the driver's seat doesn't seem to be that bad, but now the passenger seat's just as good. Come on, let's go. We're pretty close to getting done. I've got the washer cover for the front lights on order. This is the wrong side. The guy who I bought it from says, oh, I've got it. Nice one, mate. I've removed these badges, hate these black ones. 2 gangster, 2 chav. The tints have been removed. I've also ordered centre caps for the wheels. Standard BMW blue. It's a bit wet today, so you're not really going to see it in his best shape. Doesn't she look good? Obviously the badges still go on the back. The lights have all been done. They've all been polished up, all look swanky. Go into the interior and have a nice little peak shower. Alcantara trim. Neat. And everything works. Just needs a little hoover. Headrest. Radio needs attention, I think. I'm going to have to get maybe a new one, or let's have a little look. I've just realised I've left Carly. Hiya Carly, down the bottom there. I didn't do the steering wheel in the end. Unsure whether I'm going to. But this car is 18 years old.